My name is Chad Nicholson at Optical Visions Media on Instagram, and this is Behind the Gram. So I first started getting into doing video and photo back in my freshman year of college. I always been super into cars, and I started going to the local car meets at the Oregon State University parking garage, and I borrowed my girlfriend at the time, her camera, just for fun. I've kind of had a little bit of experience with photography in the past, but never really anything serious, and so I just borrowed her camera for fun, go take some photos of some cars, and for some reason it really clicked, and I really liked it, and I was super bad at it, but it was so much fun for whatever reason. It was relaxing, it was almost like therapeutic. That's how I started, on a basic setup, and I just learned the foundation. I met with people I knew who did photography, and I learned from them. They taught me tips and tricks, like what's an aperture, what does shutter speed change, what does your ISO do, how does that negatively affect your images and your footage. But I never really had any experience with video off the bat. It was just photography straight off the line. The reason I like shooting cars so much is in comparison to a lot of people how they prefer shooting people for photography or video. Cars I like because it's a somewhat inanimate object. You can place it how you want. It doesn't move unless you want it to, unless you tell it to. Tell the driver to. But I like the fact that you can park a car wherever you want it to be, however you want it to look, in whatever location you want within reason, and you work around that car. Whereas, you can do that same thing with people, but people move, people get distracted, things happen like that. But I find also the design of cars to be really interesting to me. So in a lot of my work, you'll notice that there's details. I focus on a lot of details, especially in my photography. I try to do it in my video also, but certain cars, I find body lines to be really appealing. So the way a fender comes to a wheel, if it's on air or static, something like that, I focus on that detail on the car. Whereas with people, everybody is different, but everybody's also the same in my eyes. There's only so much you can focus on a person's face, for example. But with a car, every car is different. It's going to be extremely difficult to find two customized cars that are the same. So some of my biggest accomplishments I've had so far with my business is, on social media, when I cracked 1,000 followers, that was a big deal. That was really cool. It was kind of that first milestone that everybody wants to hit. I feel like it's 1,000, and then 5,000, and then 10K, and it kind of goes up exponentially like that. Right now I'm at 1,700 something, so I'm getting close to 2,000. But when I cracked that 1,000 mark, though, that was cool. That was all right, people are seeing my stuff on Instagram, people are liking my stuff, people want to see more of my stuff. So that was a big thing for me. In the real world, though, when I had the opportunity this past summer to start traveling for work, that was unreal. That's something I never ever thought would happen ever, honestly, let alone right now. This past summer I traveled to Japan, Toronto, LA, Las Vegas. I think that was everything. So some things I hope to accomplish in the future with my business is, ideally, I would like to work for myself forever. I want Optical Visions Media to be my career after college. I want to get my degree, and I want to continue doing what I do now, but on another level. I want people to see that I have this degree, that I really do know what I'm doing, and the fact that I've had all this experience while I'm still in college, and that I have a business of my own while I'm in college, I think is another step. So ideally, I would like Optical Visions Media to be a long-term career for me. That's the big long-term goal.